Welcome back. Today, we are looking at a historic turning point in the heart of Europe. As the 56th World Economic Forum opens its doors this week in the Alpine resort of Davos, the eyes of the world aren't just on the global elite, they are on the thousands of soldiers, snipers, and advanced AI drone systems patrolling the peaks. The theme for Davos 2026 is a spirit of dialogue, but while leaders gather inside to discuss cooperation in a contested world, a story is unfolding outside that is even more significant. Switzerland, the world's most famous neutral nation, is in the middle of a massive, unprecedented shift in its security policy. For centuries, armed neutrality was the Swiss brand. Today, in 2026, that brand is being rewritten in real time. From record-breaking military deployments for President Trump's visit to a controversial new security policy strategy, Switzerland is stepping out of the shadows. Is this the end of Swiss neutrality as we know it? And why is Davos 2026 the stage for this dramatic transformation? Let's dive in. First, let's look at the sheer scale of the operation on the ground. Davos has always been high security, but 2026 has broken every record. The Swiss Federal Assembly has authorized the deployment of up to 5,000 Swiss Army personnel, the largest deployment of its kind in recent history. The cost for security alone has hit an estimated 28 million Swiss francs. Why such a heavy hand this year? It's because the guest list is arguably the most high-profile in the forum's history. Headlining the event is U.S. President Donald Trump, leading the largest American delegation ever seen at the WEF, alongside Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. They are joined by over 60 heads of state, including Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, France's Emmanuel Macron, and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. But it's not just about the people, it's about the tech. For the first time, the Swiss military is normalizing the use of advanced AI-powered drone detection systems over civilian areas. They've established a 46 nautical mile restricted flight zone around Davos, banning all drones and capping helicopter transfers at 1,600 slots. This isn't just event security. This is a live-fire exercise for a new era of hybrid warfare. The Swiss government is being clear. The global security environment has drastically deteriorated, and Davos is the front line. This leads us to the heart of the matter, the Security Policy Strategy 2026. Launched for consultation just as Davos 2026 was getting underway, this document is a manifesto for a new Switzerland. It moves the nation away from traditional armed neutrality and toward what the Federal Council calls comprehensive security. What does that actually mean? It's an admission that Switzerland can no longer defend itself in isolation. The strategy identifies three main goals: strengthening resilience, improving protection, and most controversially strengthening defense through international cooperation. In a move that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago, the strategy calls for intensified cooperation with NATO and the European Union. While Switzerland isn't joining NATO, it is aligning its communications, its air defense, and its military training with the alliance. They are moving from a wait-and-see approach to an active participation model. Switzerland is even opening up arms exports to value partner countries, even if those countries are currently involved in conflicts. This is a massive departure from the Swiss laws that previously banned sending weapons to active war zones. In 2026, Switzerland is effectively saying, in a fragmented world, we have to pick a side. But as you might imagine, not everyone in Switzerland is happy about this. While the government in Bern moves closer to the west, a powerful domestic movement is pushing back. Known as the Neutrality Initiative, a group of conservative organizations has collected over 130,000 signatures to force a national referendum. They want to enshrine perpetual and armed neutrality directly into the Swiss constitution. This vote, expected later in 2026, would effectively handcuff the government, banning it from joining any military alliance or even imposing independent economic sanctions unless mandated by the UN. Critics argue that the new strategy is conditioning the population for war. They point to new measures that merge civilian service with disaster protection and the normalization of military deployments on home soil as signs of a militarized society. The debate has divided the country. On one side, you have the government and the business elite at Davos, who believe cooperation is the only way to survive in a world of law of the strongest. On the other, you have traditionalists who believe that once you give up neutrality, you can never get it back. So, why now? Why is 2026 the year of the shift? The answer lies in the Zeitenwende, the epochal turning point in European security. The ongoing war in Ukraine, the return of great power competition, and the increasing use of economic warfare have made Switzerland's middleman role nearly impossible to maintain. At Davos this year, the spirit of dialogue is being tested by reality. Switzerland is surrounded by NATO and EU members who are putting pressure on Bern. Their message is simple. If you want to enjoy the security our alliance provides, you need to contribute to it. Furthermore, with the U.S. administration taking a more transactional approach, threatening tariffs on allies over everything from defense spending to the annexation of Greenland, Switzerland is feeling the squeeze. They are torn between their dependence on U.S. technology, like their new F-35 fighter jets, and their need to stay integrated with the European market. Davos 2026 isn't just a meeting of billionaires, it's a high-stakes diplomatic theater where Switzerland is trying to prove its value to the West while trying to keep its own citizens from revolting against the change. As the 56th World Economic Forum continues through January 23rd, one thing is clear: the Switzerland of the 20th century is gone. The fortress in the Alps is opening its doors partly out of necessity and partly out of fear. Whether the security policy strategy 2026 leads to a safer Switzerland or a nation that has lost its unique identity is a question that only the upcoming national votes will answer. But for now, as 5,000 soldiers stand watch over the world's most powerful people, the message is loud and clear. Even the most neutral ground in the world is no longer a sanctuary from a changing global order. What do you think? Should Switzerland stick to its traditional neutrality at all costs, or is this comprehensive security shift a smart move for the future? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Thanks for watching.